welcome back everyone, welcome back to our second broadcast, of the day. We just wrapped up with the Monday night Wings of Liberty tournament, if you will. We just wrapped up. It was a crazy day of StarCraft already, and now it gets even crazier as we are live with the OSC Season 12 Championship low bracket round 1. I'm of course just ZvP. With me I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, by my plushies as well. Welcome one and all. And again, it's been a long day already. For those that maybe missed out on this morning's broadcast, I recommend the VODs. It was merely 3 hours ago. Less than 3 hours ago, actually. So 3 hours ago, we were live with a special Wings of Liberty edition of the Pegasaur Monday. As a result, it was basically a tournament played out in Wings of Liberty, or in the Wings of Liberty kind of game state. The patch before Heart of the Swarm. The patch before Heart of the Storm. It was amazing, it was beautiful, it was very nostalgic as well. Not the most balanced of games. not the most balanced of games. We were able to experience, the Soul Train, Broodlord Infestor. We got to experience the Archon Toilet as well. It was crazy, it was crazy. It was a lot of fun, and definitely just a really nostalgic kind of trip. A very nice one-off event. Whether it continues, whether we have another one, or maybe even a Heart of the Swarm edition, well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that. Regardless, it was a great time. I do recommend the VODs. Now we go back to normalcy here with Legacy of the Void with the OSC Season 12 Championship. Last week, we, of course, were covering the upper bracket. We wrapped up with upper bracket round 1, upper bracket round 2, but now we're here in the lower bracket as well. Here we go. Just catching up in the chat. I see Rowdy in the chat, Lika as well. Psycons, bienvenidos, good to see you all. Good to see you. And we have 4 matches ahead of us here tonight. Exclamation, actually there's no bracket command, but let me just quickly search our scenes over and catch up on what has been going on. Bam, there we go. We have 4 best of 5s. 4 best of 5s are ahead of us here. We have Solar versus Lemon, Art versus Spirit, Baby Marine versus Mixu, and Jumi versus Arrowfire. Maybe looking at this, hold up. 4 matches? 4 matches, yes, they're best of 5s. Best of 5s, papi. Hi. So it's going to be quite an amount of series ahead of us here. As a reminder, because we're in the lower bracket, there is no safety net. So there's no safety net here underneath these players. So once they are done, once they're out, they're out. There's nothing really keeping them afloat here other than these matches, so best of luck to our players. Thankfully, we have plenty of variety as well. We have some ZvPs, some PvTs, and some TVZs as well. We have a mirror matchup to end the night with Jumi versus Arrowfire. Great to see. Here for the memes. Rowdy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, papi. Hope you're doing well. Share my papi, share my. Good to see you all. As we start things off with our first matchup of the night with our ZvP. Solar versus Lemon. Let's go. Let us go. Game number 1 is going to be on El Dorado. Interesting. Again, because it's the best of 5, we have less vetoes. Less vetoes here to keep these maps away from us. And we are jumping in. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of El Dorado, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player from Atlanta, Taiwan. It is Lemon. Of course, nowadays, Lemon, I would say, is the strongest player in all of Taiwan. For a time, there was Haas. For a time after that, there was Nice. But both Haas and Nice have since retired, and now we have Lemon to kind of claim that #1 spot in the land of Taiwan. Lemon, for those who are unaware, he is, I would say, he was a pro player initially as Zerg, then as Terran, now as Protoss. He is GM in all three races, and in more recent modern times has stuck with Protoss as his main race, has found a lot of success with it as well. Likewise, he's up against Solar. Solar, one of the strongest Zerg players in the world. I say that Solar has been in a bit of a slump. It has been a little bit of a rough time for Solar in recent months, specifically the month of January and leading into December as well. Solar has had a bit of a harder time in the PvZ or in the ZvP matchup specifically. In this matchup, he has been struggling that much more, whether it's against other top Koreans, other top European Protosses as well. Solar hasn't been finding as much success. Part of it could also be practice as well. Solar, he of course did end up leaving Team Vitality a number of months ago. He more recently did join Team Falcons, which is great to see that he's still supported by a team, but it was sad to see him go from Team Vitality as well. Thankfully, of course, he is still being supported and is still being active, of course, but not as active as he once was back in November, for example. But it's great to see him here. It's great to see him here in the OSC Championships. We'll see how he does compare. For the time being, the Overlord does dip in. We do have a standard opener of the Gate expand into Cybercore. So far, so good. Standard opener out of Lemon. Pylon is going to be placed. And I'm really curious and excited to see how Solar will approach El Dorado. El Dorado usually does kind of favor more unorthodox play, that is true, but Solar, he's, I would say, the most standard Zerg player in Korea. When we look at the Zergs remaining in Korea, we think of Dark, we think of Shin, we think of Rogue, and the three that I just mentioned, they're all animals. they're all animals, papi. Ay. They're all very aggressive, very unorthodox, and they're willing to just go all in at a moment's notice, or they have their own stylistic play. Solar less so. Solar, he's a little bit more foreign, he's a little bit more European, if you will, in the sense of his play style, just playing a little bit more standard instead in towards the mid game. In recent times, we have seen Solar go for more all-ins. True, we have seen some more like 3-base all-ins out of Solar, especially during the PTR phase of the latest patch, but outside of that, we haven't seen too much here of Solar, so I'm ready, I'm excited. But now, there's that Stargate opener out of Lemon. Stargate most likely into Oracle. We'll see if he does open Void Ray instead. And there it is. It's going to be an Oracle first out of Lemon. Solar's in position, and Solar does scout, does confirm the building and the initial unit of choice. So Solar, he's fully aware of what's going on. Is aware, is in the know. Behind the Solar, getting his third base, expanding towards his opponent to mine through the gold minerals. And with this expansion, Solar now has access to the gold base, to both gold bases. So we do have potential to skyrocket ahead in the mid game if we do take those bases as the 4th and as the 5th. There are options here for Solar. Likewise, Lemon expanding away from Solar instead, so interesting dynamic. If Lemon did take the triangular third base, then we could see an all-in. The rush distance by ground becomes very short suddenly. We can see that Lemon, he does keep this area fully walled off and expands away, going for a more standard, going for a more macro setup instead. Trying to be safe, trying to be secure. Oracle dips in. That does threaten the third. Yeah, forcing a cancel, denying some of these morphing in units, but no major losses yet. No major losses for the time being, just clearing up some of that creep. Behind this is we have our third base into Forge and Twilight Council. Standard follow-up here out of Lemon, getting into +1 and Blink most likely. We'll see if he does embrace Charge instead, which is also a viable option. True, could go into Charge. Now Lemon, he is denying creep, keeping tabs on Solar, and there it is, standard follow-up, +1 and Blink. Once again, nothing crazy. Solar poking in, gets eyes on the third base, can't quite do much about it, will retreat, and we are going for a lair first. Interesting. That is a lair before Roach Warren and before gases. I mean, we're not too far behind when it comes to our tech, so lair, gas, now Roach Warren, Evo Chamber, building up towards Roach production. So far, safe play here out of Solar. The earlier Evo Chamber is a bit of a tell. There is no earlier Eva Chamber for +1 melee, so this could be a +1 range into Roach Hydra. That's the direction that I'm leaning in towards for the time being. Also with the safety Roach Warren, this could be +1 range into Spire play into Mutas. We'll get into it. But now, Lings, they poke in. Do poke in. Yep, there's going to be that range upgrade. Typically, it's melee if the Eva Chamber is earlier. If it's an earlier Eva Chamber, that tells us that we're going to be more heavily reliant on Lings instead of Roaches, so we go into melee. Here, later Eva Chamber, range instead. There's about to finish. The question becomes, do we go straight for the Hydrogen or do we go for a Spire? My eyes are on Solar. We have Roach speed on the way. Overlord is going to be sniped. Behind this, Solar taking his gases here at the natural, taking his gases at the third base, getting up to 6 gases. And the 4th base. And where is that tech for now? Just building up his Roach count. Do you see Lemon is going to be the first to move out? Blink is going to finish up in a couple of seconds. He can poke in, he can deny creep. And Solar, he is cutting worker production. He's cutting workers here at 68. That's 3-way saturation. He's cutting workers, and there's the tech. It is not a Hydrogen or a Spire. Infestation Pit. Okay. you have my attention. Are we feeling Swarm Host? Stormhost play is viable and is seen more often on this map than any other. The reason for this, I mean, we'll get into it as Stalkers do poke in. Oh, shaving off some links. Falling back to the station trap. But the reason why it's almost more viable here is because of this terrain. The area right outside the main base is prime here for Locust Waves, for Stormhost. See if we can get there. We'll see if that's the decision of Solar for now. Do you see Lemon poking in? Trading with the army. Infestation bit is now done. And Solar has to deal with the immediate problem of these Stalkers. Trying to bait out that stasis. Last not able to. And we have the answer. Infestation bit into a hive, into Hydras. Okay, so it's going to be Roach Hydra out of Solar. He's just taking up even further. Again, just more safe standard play out of Solar, which is what we expect. I'm like, yo, is he crazy? Gonna get up to into Swarm hit? No. It's Solar. Meanwhile, Soul blinks here at 11, gaining ground. We'll lose a couple of Stalkers in the process. Does bleed out a couple of Stalkers. Behind this, we have our Hive on the way from Solar. Rushing to Hive Tech. We should soon be seeing Lurkers, I would imagine. Yep, speaking of, there it is. Lurker Den has now been thrown down, and we're taking up into Hydra, Lurker, Viper. We're close to getting there. Lemon once again rotates. Now, what's important here is that Lemon, he has been trading, that is true. We can see here 2 Stalkers for 5 Roaches and 38 Lings. These are good trades here for Lemon, but ideally Lemon wanted more economic damage. Unfortunately, with the way that he's poking in, Lemon, he isn't threatening the 3rd base or threatening the 4th. The 3rd and 4th bases are very safe here for Solar. You could argue that maybe Lemon did deny the gold base from being taken, but outside of that, he hasn't really gone too much. Solar, he can sustain these losses. Massing out more Hydras. Lurker Den is almost done. And behind this, Lemon doesn't really have any further tech. I mean, he's working towards charge and +2. That is true. A very gateway heavy composition. Because Temple Archives is done. Storm as well. Okay, we got Storm. We're good. High Templar are ready. 5 High Templar back at home. Gathering Genji as we speak. Lemon is reaching his final form as he takes one step further, actually. He's maintaining map control and he throws down the Fleet Beacon. With that Fleet Beacon, we can start working towards Mothership, towards Tempest production, Carrier as well. But before that, the Lurkers are building up. And I would have said that Lemon, he was on a bit of a timer to try to break Solar before Lurker Tech, but it's too late. The Lurkers are here. The Lurkers are ready. Zealots are going to be shut down. A couple of drones are going to be falling. Likewise, Prism into the main. But Roaches, they keep up as well. Solar, he defends. He shuts down the multi-point aggression. War Prism towards the 3rd base. Towards the 3rd. Oh! Smash shots going up. Roaches, they keep up. The Queen is going to get sniped. But just the Queen. The Queen goes down. Prism barely does escape, but takes a lot of hits. At the same time, the main army moving out. And we have those Storms, but where are they? There's Zoning Storm. And the army doesn't care. The army just keeps on pushing. Ooh, dive on the Lurkers, but there's 3 more behind this. The punish is real. He snipes 2, but he gets shot down by the other 3. And with that Solar, he's just rallying across the map. There's not much of him to defend. Lemon, he threw away too much. Stalkers are coming in. They walk into those Lurkers. GG gets called, and Solar, he pulls Lemon apart and takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Solar again having a pretty solid game, playing very safe as well, you know, going for a lair first, into a safety Roach Warren timing, into Roaches, into Hydras, like nothing crazy, nothing fancy there out of Solar. We did see that Lemon maybe had some opportunities to counterattack, that is true, but if you recall, he never really did anything with his Storm timing, which I was really concerned by. It's one of those things where Storm hits first and there's a window of opportunity where the Protoss player can try to break the Zerg with Storm before Lurkers. Storm finished, and Lemon just kind of stayed back. He just kind of chilled there. He didn't quite move out at the time. He went for a later push instead. By the time he did, then the Lurkers arrived. Then the Lurkers did arrive, and with that, Solar had a much more secure defense. And GG. GG, well played. Ooh, Solar takes the lead in the series, and now we're jumping into game number 2. It's going to be on Whispers of Gold. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the red Zerga player representing Team Falcons, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player. We have the Taiwanese Protoss representing Team Little Fairy. It is Lemon. Here we go. So players are going to be opening up. And welcome one and all to Whispers of Gold. Again, this is one of the smaller maps in the map pool, known for more aggressive plays, known for more aggressive styles. And that's what we expect to be seeing here from both, if not, or for either player, or if not both. We've seen a lot of three-way all-ins. We've seen some German taxis, some queen walks across the map. It's all happened. It's all happened here on Whispers of Gold. Even some main bus. So we'll see. We'll see what Lemon has in store for us. So for now, we are just settling in. So far, Hatch Gas Pool, standard opener out of Solar. Meanwhile, Lemon back at home just going for the gate into Expand. We go. You're also going to cast a Lima League? Yes, we cast a Lima League every single week. We're going to be casting a Lima League in 15 hours. For those that are curious, I guess I should quickly go to this. A Lima League is sponsored by Chijik. Chijik is a Korean streaming platform, so you can only live stream a Lima League not on Twitch or on YouTube. You have to live stream it somewhere else. It is exclusive. We used to do it. We used to live stream it on Chijik as well. We would be the official English stream, but no one watched it. Like the problem there is that it's not very friendly to international viewers. It is a Korean site, so everything's in Korean. It isn't translated to English, and routing and watching can be quite difficult. So alas, people weren't watching it, so we were like, you know what? We may as well just cast via replays instead after the event. So in 15 hours time, or soon to be 14 hours time instead, we're going to be casting here on the channel via replays. Technically, we could cast it live, but I mean, yeah, no one watched it, so there you go. That's how we do. Where can we watch live games? You can watch it live in Korean. Hold on here. Where's Crank? Crank J1 Choi. As Dev say, Thread in the Shade. Hold on, I'm trying to find Crank's channel. Where is Crank's channel? Hold on. Ali Malik. There you go. As the Oracle starts having to make. Ooh, the Oracle goes down. Yeah, brutal loss. My apologies. Sorry, I was just finding a link to the lovely people in the chat. There you go. Alas, the Oracle does go down. And how many drones did we get? One Oracle. Sorry, one drone for one Oracle. Rough trade here for Lemon. Second Oracle does arrive, chasing down the Lings. Will attempt to chase, and Solar, he will get a full scout. He gets a full scout of the main base. Third base is on the way. Earlier Twilight Council into Forge, into earlier upgrades. I would imagine this is a setup here for +1 and charge from Lemon, but the pressure is on. After losing that first Oracle, the pressure is on. If nobody watches the stream in the forest, doesn't make a sound. True. So I just linked it in the chats. That is the Chijik platform. I believe that is Crank's channel. So if you want to watch a Lima League live, you can watch it in Korean. Otherwise, we'll cast it via replays in English tomorrow morning. That is the plan. Oh, as the second Oracle goes down, Lemon. Not like this. The pressure, even more so, it's on. It's going to be plus 1 and Blink here as a follow-up, which is a more of a standard follow-up here instead. He can be a little bit assertive with this, but not as aggressive. And Solar is looking very comfortable here. Looking at the install stab, Solar, he was able to kill 2 Oracles. He lost 1 drone so far. Saturating his third base. Going to be able to throw down his Spore Crawlers. Likewise, Lings, they threaten the third as well. They get a Stalker. They get 1. They get 2. Blink is not done. He gets 2. He can get all 3. Oh, no. And things are going from bad to worse here. GG gets called, and Solar, he will take game number 2, taking a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will extend that lead here again. Very, very comfortable play. Nothing too fancy here. Lemon, unfortunately, upon losing his first key units, these are losses you cannot afford. You cannot afford these losses. The reason why I lost his Stalkers in the aftermath is because typically your Oracles keep you safe. Like Oracles in ZvP, they're so valuable. They have so much value, so they have so much utility as well. They don't just harass, they don't just scout. They also set up stasis traps, and they also keep you safe against any kind of Ling aggression. If you try to be active with Lings, then the Oracles, as long as they're at home, they will keep you safe. They will keep you fully set up here to get into a longer game state. Oracles, they're pretty major role here. They have a pretty major role in this matchup, and without 2 of them, that's game. That's game then and there. GG, and now we're getting into Amygdala. Oh boy, we'll see if Lemon can bounce back here. Give me again, Lemon. He's a great player. He's a great player. I want to believe he can fight back, but alas, Solar has a very, very hefty lead, and we'll see if he will keep that momentum going. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss from Atlanta, Taiwan, representing Team Little Fairy. The pressure is on. It is Lemon. Go. But yes, we do have our own Chijik channel as well, which we used to stream to, but again, viewership wasn't really a thing there, so we stream elsewhere now. As now we are going to be selling in so far a hatch gas pool, standard opener out of Solar, assuming we go into our gas into our pool. So far so good. Likewise, Lemon setting up here on the low ground. And welcome one and all to Amygdala. Amygdala now going to be a much larger map of the map pool. The almost polar opposite here of your Whispers of Gold. With this, if we wanted to be a little bit more defensive and more secure and get our third base, get our fourth base and build up and get into Storm and be more fortified and tech into Sky Toss. I don't really know if Lemon's that kind of player, though, is the thing. I mean, he might be. He might be one to be more comfortable there, but we've yet to really experience that. We'll see if he can. See if he can. Here we go. I see in chat, yes, if you're unfamiliar, Solar did recently join Team Falcons. We did announce it during the podcast. It was like a month ago, I want to say. It's like a month ago that Solar did join them after leaving Team Vitality. As Lemon is setting up. He's going to be setting up. Likewise, Solar now going for his third base. Interesting. Solar, he's being quite greedy here, delays his queens. I don't know if you can see, he started his first queen here at the natural. This second queen just began in the main. The reason for this, he basically opened up single queen into the third base. So much faster third base here by Solar. Very greedy. He also, I believe, skipped his lings. Yep, he completely skipped any kind of link production here in favor of that third. So very greedy out of Solar. On a large map like Amygdala, though, you can get away with cutting corners. We spoke about it, right? This map is very large, very macro based, very late game oriented as well. So this is one of the few maps where you can cut corners in such a way. So Solar is being quite greedy. If you're out there, if you want to play like Solar, I recommend doing so on larger maps like Amygdala, like Neon Violet Square, like Abyssal Reef as well. These are the maps that you can get away with cutting corners like this, which is skipping lings and delaying queen production. Link speed is on the way, pulls out of gas. Behind this is going to be a Stargate opener out of Lemon. Stargate into Oracle. And Lemon will soon move out. Does sort of play in the tournaments or only ladder? From my understanding, sort of he mainly only ladders. He doesn't really play in many events. He used to play in the ESL America Cups, but nowadays less so. Especially because, I mean, nowadays sort of he's in Korea, right? He's living in Korea. He's engaged as well, you know, there are other things going on. He mainly just streams. Maybe every now and then he'll play in a tournament, maybe. But I also know, because I asked him about it at one point. I think I asked him a couple of weeks ago, and when it comes to certain events, like, he doesn't want to ruin his sleep schedule. Like, you know, he's staying with his partner, like, he doesn't want to, like, you know, keep anyone else awake in the household or anything like that. Like, yeah, for the most part, wants to make sure that his sleep schedule is solid, and yeah, mainly just streaming. Mainly just streaming. As you see, Lemon rotating into the main. Denies one of the spores. Does get some damage done. Meanwhile, Solo still just happily droning up. Hasn't really sustained too much. Doesn't have a spore here at the natural. We'll lose one of the... Oh, no! Oh my god, not again. Just Lemon, calm down, calm down. 4 drone kills, I mean 4 kills I should say, 1 Ling, 1 drone. Some nice damage here. It's okay. Keeps it alive. That's what's important. Does race back home, which means now we can defend against any kind of Ling counterattack. Speaking of, Solar Heat moves out, and Lemon is here in position. Now it gets 1 more drone here at the 3rd. Ling's a rotate over towards the natural, in towards the 3rd. Oracle is ready. And this time Soleil gets nothing done with those Lings. This time Lemon defends. Behind this, Forge and Twilight Council into +1 and Blink. Standard follow-up. Routine, yeah, like he wants to keep his sleep schedule, like he doesn't want to, you know, shape himself after events that are going on to play and everything, right? What's a nice work-life balance? Oh no! As the Oracle does overextend. So I'd say work-life balance. What is that? What is that? Is that... we don't know that here. Smurge. But very nice snipe. Again, Lemon, he was a little bit unawares of the expansion. Now he does spot the 4th base, but for a price, does lose an Oracle in the process. Behind this, working towards Blink, now moving out. Question becomes, how many gateways? So far, 6. 6 gates set up here from Lemon. Is pushing and taking up into Storm. Lemon moves in. Station traps are setting up. Shama. Oh, good to see you. As the stasis trap is going to be triggered. Second stasis on the way. Does find most of the active tumors. Not bad. He does threaten those queens. So far, getting a roach. He gets 1. He gets 2. That's Pigos. 2 roaches going down. Diving on the main army. Solar, he droned up to 71. A decent drone count here. Now focusing on purely Ling roach production. And Solar should be able to hold, but how well can Lemon trade? Oh! Lemon will lose 1 Stalker. 1 Stalker goes down. Does blink away. Stasis goes... Oh! Doesn't go up. Does survive. Stasis still active. Solar still not breaking through. Lemon poking in. To get nice blinks. Stasis once again gets faded out. He wants the other. Ooh, doesn't quite get it. Almost. Almost back. He's a spread here at 11. Still going to be forced back. Stalker's getting very low. We can see Solo going into Swarm Host. If you recall, we expected Swarm Host on El Dorado. That didn't happen. We're seeing it here instead. A bold move, considering that Stalkers are knocking down the front door, but okay. Okay. Ooh, as I believe the Storm Host was just scouted. Hand and shield batteries on the way. Stasis does not go up. These roaches are exposed. Where are those Lings? Where's the Ling support? Roach is going to be going down. Queens are exposed as well. Lemon pushing through. Nice trades here from Lemon. He did spot that Swarm Host. See Solo trying to get vision here into the main, and the expansion, it's gonna go down. Massive pickoff, takes down the fourth. Fourth base does fall. Once again, roaches are exposed. These are expensive losses for Solar. Losing even more roaches. Caught off of creep. Queen's going down. Knight is here outside of the fourth. Lemon diving in. Crazy. He gets punished for it. Nidus does complete. It's going to be shut down. Back up Nidus into the main. And again, does Lemon notice? As he's taking a rough fight here, bleeding out some soldiers. But reinforcements have arrived, and Lemon, he breaks through the defensive line. Nidus will finish. And Solar, he can get across the map. He will. What about back at home, though? What about back at home? The Queen count was reset. Some rough move command there from Lemon. Despite that, he's pushing in. Okay, he breaks through all these roaches. A couple of Queens are trickling in. There's no Locust Wave to defend. It's being spent across the map. Solo being pushed further back. He doesn't really have much to defend here. There's a couple of roaches left. 8 more roaches on the way. The Queen count was reset. There's 1 Queen left. No injects. Limited larva. Very limited larva here for Solar. Putting out more roaches. Behind this Lemon, he's on 10 gates. And he even reached. We never even used Storm. Oh, speaking of, hello. High Templar, they finally arrive. Lemon moving in. Nidus across the map gets cleaned up. I'm gonna now focus on this bush. Where are there storms? There we go. Storms on the roaches. Softening up the army. There's 1 storm left. Oh. Storm goes off. Locust Wave, they get 1 of the High Templar. It's all just about buying time. Just buying time for more Roach Ravager. But again, Solar, he's down to 2 Queens. He's trying to inject. Trying to keep himself going. Another Nidus. Lemon is on 87 probes. Did lose the expansion. Oh my god. Base did go down. But once again, he's out trading Solar. Losing the roaches, diving on the Ravagers. He's crazy. The boys are being pulled. Solar getting desperate. He's trying to hold on. We need that defensive Locust Wave. The Stormhosts are in the Nidus. Solar just trying to hold on, forcing the army back. Another Nidus here into the main. Lemon, does he notice? Does it? He does not. he does not notice. He commits, Pappy. He commits. Zelte bottom right. Nidus Worm into the main. Locust Wave going up. Oof. Bit of friendly fire. Here come those reinforcements. I mean, again, the reinforcements, they take so long to actually get across the map. But Lemon, he's here. He's here. Locust Wave takes down the mineral line. Lemon still up in probes. 75 workers here for Lemon. His economy is fine. And we have Skytoss on the way. Skytoss is on the horizon here. There's no hydrogen, there's no Spire, there's limited anti-air for Solar. The Skytoss, there's no answer. There's what, 2 Queens? Yeah, that's it. 2 Queens, that's the anti-air. And some spores. So while Solar's being kept busy, the Skytoss army is slowly building up. And the Knight is here towards the natural. Clouds going up. Once again, the Ravagers are getting low. Getting another Ravager. Nidus does finish. Late reaction here by Lemon. Will pull away though. It does pull away his probes. The expansion does go down. Lemon still has 83 workers. He has not stopped making probes. Despite not needing them. Zelda on the right hand side. Drone's going down. Solo's doing everything he can to just survive here at the 3rd. Get nothing for the 4th. As the carrier is revealed. No shot Lemon. He wants the base. He wants it. Oh my god. So close. 1 more volley. There's that hydrogen. And Solo, he's overextending. Yeah, not a fight he can take. He gets completely shut down. He will lose the Roaches, the Ravagers, everything falls. GG gets called and Lemon fights back. Lemon puts a point on the board. Whew. GG. GG, well played, Lemon. He does begin the comeback here. Again, Solar, he was a little bit too cavalier when it came to his counterattacks. For Solar, many times he was intentionally holding onto his Locust Wave and trying to get those Nidus Storms across the map instead of using those Locust Waves defensively. So again, he had a lot of confidence in his Roach Ravager, maybe some overconfidence in his army to defend, to survive. Alas, he was losing workers, mineral lines, bases as well. He was not defending well enough against the Stalker army. The Locust Waves, they were doing okay across the map, but they were few and far between. The Nidus Storms, they were few and far between. Did mean that in a sense those Swarm Hosts were almost dead supply. I say almost because they did get a base, they got an expansion, they got like a mineral line or half a mineral line. Like they were getting some value eventually. Took a long time though. Took a long time, and again, as they were popping off across the map, Solo, he was struggling back at home. Was struggling. And now we're jumping into game number 4. Here we go. So we're getting into game 4 and spawning in the top right corner of ley lines. We have the red Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Team Falcons. Whew. Leading the series 2-1. Still one game away from claiming this series and claiming this best of 5. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Gaiman Gladiators. Oh, my mind was thinking of Shin because of the chat. Sorry, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Lemon. Not Gaiman. Let's go. So I'm asking about Shin. We are not casting Shin today. Not today. Not today. Shin, he is in this event. He is in this turn. He is in the OSC Season 12 Championship, but we'll be casting him most likely either later in the week or next week. Next week. As next week we'll be going over some of the later rounds of the event. We'll get there. Now that we're settling into our lower bracket. As a reminder, for some greater context, those who do not know, we are covering the lower bracket round 1 matches here. This is the lower bracket. What does that mean? That means there's no safety net. There's no safety net here. These are elimination matches. Players knocked out of this series are knocked out of the tournament. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Solo opening up with a hatch block across the map. Let's go. Does set up for the hatch block. Will disrupt the initial opener of Lemon. As Lemon, he's going to have to either pull the boys or wall up. Yep, Zealot's on the way. Throws down his gateway. And we'll shut this down. Eventually. Behind this, Solo going hatch into gas pool. So following this up in a more standard fashion. No aggression here, by the way. The pool is heavily delayed because of the 2 bases, because of the 2 hatcheries. So Solo is just focusing on droning. He's just droning up. Getting into link speed, trying to recover. And the big moment for Lemon is going to be the counterattack. We have 1, soon to be 2 Zealots, and then 2 Adepts. Cybercore is done, 2 Gateways into 2 Adepts, 2 Zealot aggression, and this can wreak havoc across the map. Solar, he has to be careful about droning. He can drone up somewhat, but once his army moves out, he needs to produce links. He needs queens and links to survive, otherwise he's going to be overwhelmed. Ooh, as Solar, he will actually let this finish. Hatchery does complete, so this will delay even further, but it also means that the base, I mean, that's going to be a kill, not a cancel. We have a pair of links on the way. Expansion is dealt with. There's the cancel. And this is at least giving Solo more time. He's buying time here for link speed, for more queens, for more lings. There's a cancellation. Lemon's moving out. Here comes that counterattack we spoke of. See if Solo can minimize losses. So it does move out. Natural's being taken as we speak. Lemon moves in. So he's getting a lot of damage done. He can shade into the mineral line. He can and he will. He shades in. 2.5 second one-shot drones. He gets 1, he gets 2. Not bad. 2 drone kills so far. Denies mining time. Denies mining. Zealous is on position. They're now being cleaned up. And Lemon, he does not get another drone. Oh, he does. 3. Okay. 3 drones going down. Oracle dives in. Sports are not done. And the Oracle gets 2 more drone kills. Okay, damage. This does trigger a link counterattack. Lemon is still stuck on 2 bases. No further tech yet. Again, the build itself, or I should say the game itself, is going to be quite awkward. Solo's droning is a little bit delayed. Lemon, his 3rd base is delayed as well. Like, everything is just a little bit later than usual. Because of the proxy hatch. So it's a bit of an awkward game state. So Father, Solo, he's recovering. He's droning. Getting his 3rd base up and running. And there's that follow Twilight Council and Forge. We have yet to really see any Charge or Archon based play out of Lemon, so I'm going to assume that's not going to happen here. I'm going to assume it's just going to be plus 1 and Blink again. As has been the standard for Lemon so far. Has been the standard. Lemon does poke in. So test the waters. As we assumed, yep, plus 1 on Blink on the way for Lemon. It's just been his trend so far in this series. And we have seen him trade very well, but again, a big reason as to Lemon's success on Amygdala was because Solo was so heavily invested into the Nidus play and into the Swarm host. An investment that never really paid off. And really it hurt Solo more than anything. This time I would imagine we're going to calm things down, play it standard, play it safe. Baneless on the way. Interesting. Baneless usually means that we're going to be skipping Roaches. It's usually one or the other, right? Either Link Bane into Hydra or Link Roach Ravager or Link Roach into Hydra. So going for the Banelings. Does tell us that Solo most likely he's just preserving his gas. Heading into that lair, heading into Hydra production. Headload goes down. Plus some melee is almost done. Solo pulling away. All the gases are being taken, getting up to 6 gases. And soon going for that take of choice. So let's force a cancel. Does not the gas geyser. There's that Hydra that we spoke of. So again, just link main into Hydra. And back at home, we have Lemon taking into Storm and taking into Archons with that Temple Archives. On the way. Solo getting ready for a massive link main counterattack. We'll see if he can defend back at home. As link main does roll in. Does hit the base. Unfortunately, no bailing speed, despite that actually crashing into the pile and into the base itself. And then it's going to go down. Does not get the mineral line, but does get the base itself. Next falls. Lemon forced to expand elsewhere, stuck on a 2-base setup, a 2-base economy. Ay, ay, ay. Yo, do you guys see this? Hold on, I need to. Yeah. Do you see this like graphical error? This is a very consistent graphical error that we've been seeing here on ley lines. Just saying. It's like every time we cast on ley lines, it happens. It's like a lighting glitch. Oh, it should be gone by now. Yeah, it disappeared. Oh, you can kind of. Oh, there it is. Jesus, you can like kind of see it, but specifically this location on ley lines every time. God damn. Indie company. Don't worry about it. There we go. It's gone now. Just look away. It'll fix itself. As Lemon is taking his fourth, double expanding. I mean, he's got a ways to recover here. Solar, after killing that base, he is miles ahead. He's got his 4-base setup. He's on 71 workers. He's maxing out on Ling Bane. Bathing speed this time is finishing up. Lemon, he needs to survive to buy time to take up into Skytoss, but Solo is not going to give him that time. He's not going to give him that time. He's setting up here to just surround, to collapse in on this third for a second time. Storm is done, but we need some perfect storms. So far, decent storm on the right and the left, but Baden's a crash in. Oh no! Massive connections! He shuts down the High Templar, now no more storms. No storms left. GG gets called, and Solar will take the series 3-1. GG. GG, well played. I was not too convinced by the commitment into the Ling Bane run by. Didn't get the mineral line, but mate, you don't need bathing speed to crash into something stationary like a Nexus. So Solar, he just brought down the Nexus, brought down the base, left the mineral line alone, left it alive. With that, Solar was able to just skyrocket ahead. He was able to overwhelm, max out with Ling Bane Hydra, and unfortunately, Lemon just couldn't sustain his own army as he was lacking the economy to actually build up that third. Could not really sustain himself with that. GG, well played. Solar will claim the win here, and Solar will knock Lemon out of the OSC Season 12 Championship. GG. GG, well played. Solar, he will claim the win. My condolences to Lemon, but a shout out to our Protoss player here because, hey, he may have gone down, but Lemon, he did take a map. He did take a map. He did make Solar work for it. Again, it's scary. It's a scary thought just because we're in the lower bracket, so every loss is terrifying, and if you lose a series, I mean, you're done. You're done. You're out of the tournament. So in the end, Solar will advance on into the next round, and the question becomes who will face off against him as we are embracing that lower bracket. Up next, we have a PVT here. We have another series ready for you. It's going to be a Terran versus Protoss between Spirit and Art. Let's go.